Hi everyone, I'm Imogen and I'm a third year English Literature and Creative Writing student.
Hi, my name is Sophie and I'm in my second year studying politics.
My name's Ed and I'm in my fourth year of an integrated master's degree in mathematics. So EPQ stands for Extended Project Qualification. It's a one-year independent project where you produce a significant piece of work. So in my case, that was about a 5,000-word essay, but works of art, event planning, and many other things are possible.
Your answer to the question can either be in the form of an essay or you can make an artifact. You have to plan your project and write a project proposal form which tells your project supervisor what you intend to do.
So I did an EPQ for several reasons. The first was that it would provide me with the independent research skills that I'd used throughout university.
At the time, I was really struggling to decide what I wanted to do at university and thought it might give me a chance to explore a non-A-level topic in depth and help me choose which university course to do.
There was the added incentive of a £3,000 prize if I got a top grade in my EPQ and decided to go to UEA.
My title was, "To what extent did women writers in the 19th century reflect social change in Britain?"
When choosing my title, I originally had a broad range of interests in privacy and security online, and as I delved deeper into the reading, my title became more specific. My final title was Snowden versus Surveillance, with the subtitle, Should We Decrease Internet Control?
Once I had decided on an area to research, how to teach deaf children language, I tried to find key arguments from the topic. I found there were three main methods for teaching deaf children language, so I knew that in my essay I could explain these three methods and decide on which one was best. From that point, I could formulate a specific question to answer. What is the most effective way of teaching deaf children language?
My title changed a couple times during my project. Originally it was more broad, but Edward Snowden's data leaks stood out so much that I decided to make that the centerpiece of my essay.
My title changed during my project from looking how women writers prompted social change to reflecting it, as there weren't enough accurate and trustworthy sources for my first proposed question.
Every time I did some work for my EPQ, I would write an entry to my log, which was usually just a couple of sentences describing what I had done. If I'd made any changes or found something difficult, I would write this in my log as well.
My progress log was initially a bit of a mess, especially after a few setbacks, but I made a Gantt chart in Google Sheets to track my time and structure my targets. And then I made a table which was shared with my supervisor, which had headings for each target, the date, the resources, reflection, and any amendments to future plans. To prepare for my presentation, I created a short practice presentation on a different topic of interest, which I presented to my supervisor as well as to my family.
I spoke to my coordinator, who would be the one who would watch the presentation and mark it, and she had a number of expectations to meet, so I followed along those guidelines. Similarly, the mark of your presentation doesn't just depend on the concept, so it also depends on the style and delivery, so don't feel like it only has to be a really bland PowerPoint.
My presentation went pretty well. I think some of the technical details might have been a bit dull for some people, but I focused on some of the surprises, which I think got people's attention.
The thing I'd prepare for or be most aware of are the questions at the end. They'll ask you about your topic, so make sure that you are fully prepared for that sort of questioning.
My entry requirements for several universities got lowered because I had an A in my EPQ, so it was definitely beneficial in that sense. I also learnt a lot of skills, like citing sources and how to do academic research, which I use all the time at university.
The EPQ really helped me in securing my university spots. So 3 universities I applied for lowered the grade boundaries and 2 offered me unconditional places.
To sum up my EPQ experience in 3 words, I'd say it was refreshing, independent, and rewarding.
An EPQ is the perfect way to emphasise your passion for a subject that lends itself to both further education and your ability to study and research independently. It's an opportunity that I would say completely take advantage of, and it can also relieve some of that stress about your A-level grades and securing university places.